The next job will be to put on the gutters and the parapets. Now I showed you in the last episode how I carved out these gutters, and you could see they don't look bad at all. Got quite a nice section on them, and I've mitered them together, so it's going to be dead easy to glue them on, hopefully. And let's have a go at that first of all. So we'll get our trusty glue, and again it's still running out this. What I'm going to do is to spread some glue along here. Doesn't matter if there's a bit extra. And along this side too. Because if you get extra on, it doesn't matter, it'll just reinforce the roof part. It's nearly gone now, this glue. I'm struggling with it. There we go, that's enough. Right, I've already pre-mitered these, but what I will do is I'll put a little bit of glue on the miter as well. You can just do that by taking the surplus off that on the miter. You'll notice I didn't paint the back of it, I just painted the front and the inside and the underneath, and I made some little stopped ends out of very, very thin balsa wood as well. So those are ready to go on now. I just got to get the right one in the right place. So that one is going to go there. Make sure we get the miter right at the corner. You might have known that. And same with this end here. I'm just going to squeeze that down a little bit with my finger. Put a little bit more on there. Just a little bit short. That's the last time I'm going to persevere with this glue. It's got to go. I can dilute it for something else. I can't keep messing about with that, so look at that. New stuff. How easy that goes on. I've been struggling all that time. This is a little bit thinner as well. So, this is Elmer's glue. Oops, don't get it on your worktop because it's a bit messy. So get your miters right. Remember, what you want is about a 1 in 20 fall on your gutter so that the water runs off. I'm going to turn that over now so you can see. A little bit too much there. I don't mind a little bit of mess on the stonework because it looks like a bit of weathering and stuff. So what I need now, well, that's pretty good actually. I don't think I need to do anything with that. Just wipe off the surplus there. Again, make sure that it's up nice and tight. And you can see the glue oozing out now. So that doesn't look bad, does it? And I did the other side earlier today. You can see now this was very, very tricky. I had to do a little bit of collie wobbling at this end because it was a little bit short. I cut it off and the miter was a little bit out, so I had to add a little bit on there. So I've got stopped end on there, stopped end on there, and this is an internal miter in here, and this is all glued round. So the next job is going to be the parapets, and I think I'll let this set before I begin the parapets. So I need to just leave that for a while now, and what I'm going to do is just get a little bit of, I use these bamboo sticks quite a lot because they're very good for taking off any little bits of surplus glue and stuff that you don't want to see. The beauty of the white glue is that it does dry clear. So I'll just take that little bit out of the corner there, and we'll wait for that to dry. Okay, the next job, as I said, is to put these parapets on. Now this parapet would come down here, and then it would go out a little bit, and it's also flat across the top as well, because on one side, on the picture I've got, there's a finial, but I don't see one on the other side. Now whether it was built that way with just one, I don't know. So I may decide to put one on and leave one off, I don't know. So what I've got to do is cut off a little piece of this now, and I'm going to cut it slightly at an angle. I hope you can see that. I'm just slightly angling it. So that angle now should match up with this angle and give me, whoops, I've lost it now, dropped it down in the waste bin. Oh dear, oh there it is. I think that was it. Was it? Yes, it was. Right, so as you can see now, with that angle there and this angle here, I've got my little bit at the bottom there. So that will come down and then go across horizontally. So I'm not going to put that little bit on yet. I'm going to save that and I'll glue that on afterwards. So now what I've got to do is to come across the top here and make a flat section. So again, it needs about an angle of 45 degrees there. So I'll mark it on, and I'm going to cut down there now at 45 degrees, or whatever that angle is, and I'm cutting through. I'm sorry if you can't see it, I've got to hold it while I do it. So now you'll see that that bit up there comes level with the top here, so I can put a level piece on there afterwards. This is going to have one up the other side as well, and then, as I say, it'll have one level piece of coping stone across the top. So I'm going to cut that now, trim it, and then I'll show you how we're going to make it look like stonework after. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, I've applied the glue on there now, and what I did as well was to give it a little bit of a sandpaper. So that now is ready for going on there, and it would stick out a little bit as well. How does that look? Beautiful, I would say. Let's have a look. Check it's on right. And remember, we've got to have a coping stone across the top after, so that's got to be level up there. I guess we can cope with that, can't we? Just going to stick a little bit on this side, a little bit of glue. Uh-oh. I don't like working in a restricted zone like this. I'm very restricted here at the moment because I'm hiding everything from the camera. There. So that's the first of the coping stones on now, and I'll see you all later. In fact, I think it's actually time now to go into a rapid speed. So just watch how quickly I can do this now. you've got to admit now I'm getting better and I'm getting faster, aren't I, the more I do it. Now that looked like it took me a few minutes. Actually it was a little bit of a pain, this, because I had a lot of trouble around this area here. So I had to try and try again. The first, you know the old saying, if at first you don't succeed, give up. Well, I nearly did. Right, but it was real struggle here because I had to get this out here and something to support it as well. It's very difficult holding it in place. Anyway, I've got this done now. This is the funny thing is, this is the station side, and nobody's going to see it because it's not even visible from the outside of the model railway. This is the side that shows, and that one looks pretty good as well now. So the next exercise I've done, I've got some gutters, sorry, not gutters, downpipes. I started to make the downpipes. I've just used square balsa wood, and I sanded it off to make it look round like so, and then these will go in the appropriate place on there for the downpipes. So that's done. I did a little bit of experimenting with paper, and I tried to make paper ridge tiles for here. So I tried that. These are like 2mm each. So what I did, I cut a piece of 4mm, tried to fold it, it's impossible. So what I did, I folded it first and then I cut it off after I'd folded it, so it made it easier. And I just did a little bit of experimenting with different colours for ridge tiles, because I've got to have some ridge tiles along the top here and to go over the hips as well. What I actually decided was that I'm going to make them individually out of cardboard. This cardboard is a little bit on the thick side, but I've made a few tiles here already, so you can see what will happen if I start to build it up a little bit. You could have a tile there, and then another tile, and glue them all on individually. You get the idea. It's not going to stay there now because of gravity. All right, but you get the idea. So that wouldn't make a bad hip tile there. And we use exactly the same for across the ridge. So I could put, they'll stay on here a little bit easier, won't they? If I can get them on, of course. Right, so I can just build it up along like so, and just keep gluing them all on individually, and you'll end up with ridge tile that doesn't look too bad actually, and then it'll come down to weathering and stuff afterwards. I've decided I'm going to put a finial on both of these because I can't see I'm building it with two of these coping stones here and then only having a finial on the station side here. So the outside didn't have a finial, but I think it must have just come down through wear and tear at the end of its life, because I'm very restricted with the pictures that I've got and the information that I've got. So I'm going to make finials for these. I'm working on the as I said, the downpipes now, and I'm going to work on the ridge tiles and the hip tiles. So that'll be the next update. Oh, incidentally, this is how I did it with this, and then I merely marked it out. There should be about 450 millimeters long, these tiles. So I scaled it off and I just cut them out like that at the right scale. So that could make quite a nice ridge, I think, if I continue doing it in that way. So the next update is going to be when I've got all this other stuff done here, and I'll paint these as well, so I'll do a little bit of painting next time.